there. So your test 2 is not Monday. So if you look at my syllabus, it say that it's on Monday, the 11th. Your test is actually now is going to be on Wednesday, October 13, from 2 o'clock to 3:30. It's going to be in CLA 116. And as you remember the first test when you take, someone is in that room. So I just go across the room. I think CLA 123 or 121. So same thing happens, class. If someone is in the room or something happens, please make sure you find me in, you can hear me, look around the classroom. I'll be in one of those around the area. So don't just sit outside and wait outside CLA 116. So make sure you walk around and you will see me. And yes, if you see me, just walk in. That is your class. Okay, that is your class, not other classes. The chapter we cover is 4344, which is the connect section. 51255, which is the exponents and log, and 91 is solving system of redundant equations. There will be around 13 questions in the test. In this test, and there are some of them have parts A, B, C, D. The review that that you see on the attachment here is the review for the test 2. So make sure you practice this. Again, some of you asking for the key, like Calvin is asking me. This is all actually comes from your notes. So like this question is actually question number 1 is from 4.4 question 5 in your notes. So they all have a little next to it, they all have a little sections and a question number in there. That means these are coming from your notes. So make sure you you try to do those, and you can get the solution of it. So if you need help with say, oh, I didn't know how to do that or something else, just go to D2L, go to the instructor notes, and let's say 4.4 is the one that so let's say the first question is what question is that? I think it's question, let's see, where was that? 4.4 question 5. This is the, so if you doesn't know how to do it, just make sure you go to the notes, go to question section 4.4, and then question number 5 is this question. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So I would recommend you guys to try your own. Don't look at the key or anything, because treat this as your test 2. Okay. The only questions that is not in your notes is number 6, which we will talk about in today's class. So today's class we'll go over question kind of like question 6 here. Does anyone have any questions with this review test? Anyone have any questions? Please do practice this. Your test looks very similar to this one. Anyone? Questions? All right, so we're gonna start with continuing with solving equations. So we stop at number 3. So we will continue with number 4. So this is question number 4 here is so we're gonna do this question together. So I want you guys to try to do this on your own. Number 4. No, not number 4, number 5. We'll do number 5. I want you guys to do it. And the reason why I want you guys to do number 5 is because number 5 is in your test. So if you look at question 6, sorry, question 5 and 6. So 5 and 6, I will call you guys to do it. So let's talk about question number 4 here. So does anyone know what to do here in question 4? This is 5.4, question 4. 8 -2 minus x is equals to 431. Anyone? Any question? How you do question 4 here? Henry, Nukin, Kelvin, Avery. How do we, it's exponents, right? So what do? We move the base. So this 8 will be moved down there. So when you move your base down, what you get is -2 minus -2 minus x is equals to log 8,431. Do you guys know what to do with this log 8,431? Anyone? Kevin, Avery, Nukin? How we do this?
Going to be log 431 over log over 8.
Okay, you can use base 10 or you can use ln, doesn't matter. Okay, go ahead, take out your calculator and figure out what is this number is. Take out your calculator and figure this on your. Someone's just in it.
2.917.
Now, make sure that you cannot round this number until the end. So is Kelvin, you say what, 2 point something?
2.917.
With a bunch of decimals back, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, but again, you're not, make sure you're solving for x here. So you got -2 minus x. So can someone tell me how you solve for x here?
2 plus 2.
So we add 2. So with the calculator that you have with the 2.917 on the decimals, make sure you add 2 to it. So this will give you what? 4.917, right?
Negative.
And then you still have a negative x. Yep, you're correct. And then you move the negative over. So this is negative 4.917. So this is your answer in 3 decimal place. You guys all right here? Questions? Questions here? Right. You guys are going to do number 5 here. Everyone has to do number 5 because this kind of questions will be in your test next Wednesday. So make sure you do number 5 here. I'll put you guys in groups. Now I want to put you guys in groups. So this is, I want everyone, please copy, take out your piece of paper, take out pencils, take out your stuff, write question 5. And I want you to solve for x. Oh, by the way, question 4, do we need to check your answer here? Forget about check. Do we need to check your answer for question 4?
No.
Yep, it's optional. The reason why it's optional is because it is exponents. Okay, so you are optional to check it. So it's exponents. So go ahead. I want you guys to go ahead, write question 5 out. I'm gonna put you in groups here. Do you guys, did all of you wrote question 5 down? I'm gonna put you guys in a group. Okay. Put you guys in group here. Stop sharing here. Yep. Put you guys in group here. You guys are all gonna have to go into the group now and talk. I give you 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, go for it. Go to the room and you guys talk, all 5 of you. Kamal, Henry, yep.
And I think, right?
I'm not sure.
Henry. Okay. You guys have to talk.
I mean, I guess. I'm not sure if that's right, though.
That's what I got right here.
I thought the ups, like when you want to switch the E, it would be LN.
Yeah, it is.
So why is it log? Or,
So it'll
or
be
am I wrong? No.
20.
Is that wrong or am I doing something wrong?
You still get the same answer,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot that bit. Okay, never mind then.
right, David?
Gamal, I don't look at me. Gamal, Avery, Henry, you guys have to talk about this one. I'm not doing the work for you guys now. You guys have to do the work.
I'm not really sure how to do this one.
Okay. Now, actually, you guys are in the wrong path. Okay. That is what you guys did here. That's what I saw Kelvin type it out. Log 25 over log 3. That is wrong. Completely wrong. So I want you guys to refer back to question number 3, or if you want, so you need to get Nukin. Yes. No. Let me see. Yep. That Nukin is correct. So Nukin, can you tell the class how you do this?
Oh, okay. You add the 14 first, and then you divide it by 3, and then you just what is it? You just like, I guess, would you divide the ln, or I don't know, but you put the L, you move the E and turn it into ln on that side, or a log, and that's why it's that.
Does everyone get it? Does anyone get it here? Does anyone get it? Okay. And make sure you guys know that ln 25 over 3 is very different from ln 25 divided by ln 3. So these two are different. Okay. So the one that Nukin typed and the one that I typed are two different things. So let me go back to the main room here so you guys can see what's going on. So, and yep, Henry, that is your answer. So so go back to the main room.
We can't hear you. I think you're muted.
Yep, I do mute it. I always do that when I. So so when you guys if you look at these two question 4, the question 4 and question 5, they are a little bit different from each other, because when you move here the 8, you have to do the log 43 over log 8, which is a change of base. But for this question, that because the EX is not by itself, so you have to make it by itself. As what Nukin say, you have to add 14 and then divide it by 3. So what you have in this case is a EX by itself. And then this is 25 over 3. And now we move the base. So once you move the E to the base, that is become ln. And how do you write this? Is ln 25 over 3. And Henry, what you say just now, your answer is 2 point something? 2.1. So this is around 2.12 in 2 decimal place. Henry, can you tell me what's the third decimal? 2.1 something? Because I think the question wants you in 3 decimal places, right? Make sure you read the question carefully. 3 is okay. Sorry, Henry. Make sure you read the question carefully. You are correct. How do you know what's the third decimals? So this is how we do question number 5 in this case. Okay. Now, let's try question 6. So 6 is a little bit tough. So these are all different types of questions. Anyone know how to do what we need to do first on number 6? Anyone, number 6? So pay attention here, class, and then I will give you another one, so you guys have to do it on your own. Okay. So 6 is different from 4 and 5. 4, you only get one exponent. So if you can see the exponents here, you only got one exponent in 4. Question 5 also is different. It's because you got one exponent. But question 6, you got 2 exponents here. Okay. So how do we do when you have 2 exponents? You will do, again, change your base, move your base. So you can move the 2 or you can move the 3, but I rather move the 2, make it because it's smaller. So in this case, x will be log 2. Again, you can use ln. But for 5, because you have an e, as what Nukin says in the group, you have to use ln. So e, you have to fix ln, but this one you can use log or ln. It doesn't matter. Now this is x plus 1. Okay, so we got a 3x plus 1 here. So what you need to do here is that we have to move the x plus 1 to the front, because this is one of your properties of log or ln. You can move the x plus 1 to the front as long as there's a log in there. So we will have x equals to x plus 1. And then the log 2, 3, we can use the change of base. Can someone tell me what is the change of base of him? Log 2, 3. Like what we just did on this case. Anyone? What's the change of base?
Log 3 over log 2.
And what is log 3 over log 2? Very good. So this is log 3 over log 2. So use your calculator to figure out what is log 3 over log 2.
1.585.
Now this one you cannot round. You have to use a lot of decimals. So 1, because that is not your final answer, 1.585.
5849 ...
Okay. So this is the change of base. So now this is back to our regular equations. So can someone tell me how you solve this equation? The one, the last row. How you solve this? Take this 1.5849 ... and what you do? You distribute it to the parenthesis x plus 1. So the x plus 1 you here, you distribute it. So what you get here is x equals to 1.5849 ... x, because you multiply this with x, plus 1.5849 ... Because x times this, you get that x, and 1 times 1.5849, you get this. Does anyone know how to solve this kind of equation? There are 2 x's here, so how do we solve it? Come out. Anyone?
You take away 1x.
You can take away 1x, but usually I move it over here so that your number is over there. So I will subtract 1.5849 5849 x. So this is gone. So can someone use a calculator and figure out what is this number in front of this x here? This is 1, right?
Point
Mhm.
589.
Negative 0.5849 right? And don't forget, you still have 1.5849 here. So how do you get rid of this? So x is by itself. You have to divide, right? This whole thing in there. Now, because there is so many decimal place, so usually we just do like, if I wanted 3 decimal place, usually we will just do 4 or 5 decimals, a couple more. So so why don't you guys take your calculator and divide these two up? Okay, so if I want 3 decimal place, usually 4 or 5 is what you need to write. You don't do dot, 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 dot. And whatever you get, that will be your answer in this case. Anyone got a calculator here? .5.
I got 2.709.
Negative. Don't forget the negative. Negative 2.7096. Now you can round because this is your final answer. So in 3 decimal place is negative what? 2.710. You guys okay with this one?
What happened to the x on this side, on the right side?
Yeah. So when you divide this, you will get x by itself. So you get x by itself.
Well, I'm the second x, the one above it. So it's x equals to 1 point blah 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 x plus the 1 point blah blah blah. What happened to that x?
So this is like solving this. You know how to solve this? So you
Yeah.
subtract 2x, right?
Yeah.
So you get what? Negative x here, right? So this is the same thing here. What we do here is I subtracting this over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got
And
it.
then I take the 1 minus that number. So I get negative 0.5849.
Okay, got
And then
it.
you
Thank you.
divide it. Mhm. All right. Now it's your time to do this question. Write this question down. I'm going to change number 5 to this number. 5 minus 4 e to the x equals to 2. I want you guys to try this question. Write it out on a piece of paper, everyone, please. 5 minus 4 ex e to the power of x equals to 2. I want you guys to do question 5 on your own now. Everyone do it. Everyone do it. You guys have to start talking. If you are stuck, talk to your Talk to your talk to your friend here.
I got ln 3/4. That's what I.
Oh, Nukin says he got ln 3/4. Do you guys agree?
I got that as well. It just gives me a math error if I press enter on it then.
Yeah, negative.
Yeah, I
You
got
can type in the
negative.
chat room if it's kind of hard to hear.
Isn't it negative?
Negative for what?
Negative 3/4.
Oh no, I divided it. I divided negative 3/4. I did -5, which makes -3, and I divided by -4, which makes it positive.
I got you.
Yeah.
You guys hear what Nukin says? So is that
Yep.
negative or positive 3/4?
Positive.
Class, can we have a negative inside an ln or a log?
No, it would be error on your calculator.
Very good. So you cannot have a negative in there. So make sure you guys know that. So if you get an ln negative 3/4, it's wrong. Okay. So this is correct. You guys all right here, ln 3/4? And I think you guys know how to use your calculator to figure out this number, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you guys know how to do this. All right. Now I'm doing give you another question 6 here. So instead of 2x, I'm going to do 5x. So 5x equals to 3x plus 2. So I want everyone to do question 6, the one in green. 5x equals to 3x plus 2. Anyone wants to share the screen or anyone's screen or want to type it out? All right. Nukin, you want to write it out?
No.
No. Okay, do what? Okay, everyone's do it now. So go ahead and do it. This one needs work. And the work is very similar to number 6 here that I did. Henry, are you still there? No, he likes to put in his chat room. Okay. This one needs a bit more work, number 6. It's not as easy as number 5. Does anyone know how to start with this question?
Move the x plus 2.
I'm sorry, Kelvin.
We x plus 2 log 5 to the third power.
Okay, what happens? So this is x plus 2. And what you say again? I didn't hear the last one you say.
Log 5
Log base 5
to 3.
to 3. Okay, what is on this side then? On the left side of the equation.
X.
Good. That is a good start. You have any questions with this one? You guys good? Okay, that's correct. This is correct. Anyone knows what's the next step to do?
Then it would be x equals x plus 2 log 3 over log 5.
So we still have the x plus 2. Now make sure you add log 3 over log 5. So this will become log 3 over log 5. So what is that in? Yeah.
0.6826.
The bunch of decimals. Okay, so very bad handwriting. I'm sorry. This is 0.6826. With bunch of decimals. Yep, solve it. Go ahead, distribute, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and solve it. You guys know how to do it. Solve this equation. Beside Calvin, because he's the one that gave me all the numbers. Is anyone doing all right here with number 6? It's coming for your, is in your test. So that's why I want you to know how to do the question 6 here. Same thing with number 5. So since Henry is quiet, I want you to, Henry, can you type your answer out in your chat room, the final answer? Oh, he's good, 0.232. So he typed 0.232. Everyone agree with him? So you guys good with 0.232? Now, as you guys know that this, you do not need to check it. But class, if you have time in your test, how do you check? How do you know that 0.232 is a correct answer? You just plug this back into your x. So you just do what is 5 to the power of 0.232. So this came out to be 1.453. I just round it again. So this is 1.453. And then you just plug 0.232 inside here. So that will be 3 to the power of 2.232 because you add 2 in there. So your answer should be, oh, doesn't look correct, right? Because doesn't look like exactly the same as 1 point. So 0.232 in this case is wrong. I can tell because this is 11 something. Anyone got another answer? Oh, now he gets 4.301. Henry, can you double check your work again? Is this correct? Okay. You guys talk. Yeah, talk.
I don't know if it's correct. That's what I got. So
Nukin, Nukin got 4.301. How about Calvin, Avery, Henry, not Henry, Ethan, Gamal? Is Andy here? I think Andy is here. He was in and out. So distribute the 0.6826, you get what? 0.6826 x plus 2 times of it, 1.3 something, right?
$1.3652 ...
Yep. And don't forget that's x on the next x. And then we have to subtract this because you gotta so you have to subtract it. So what is 1 minus this?
0.3174.
0.3174x.
Yep.
And then you divide both sides by him, right? Okay, calculators, anyone? Did you get 4.301?
Yep.
And then check your answer if you have time. 5 to the power of 4.301. Oh my God, it's 1014. And then 3, let me write down 1014. I just write down 1014 here. And then 3 to the power of what? 3 to the power of 4 plus 2 is 6, right? 6.301. Yep, looks good. 1014. So this is correct. Questions? Anyone have any questions? All right. Next, we will do the next questions we have here. Question number 7. Now, if anyone can tell me on number 7, what is this formula looks like? Anyone who have question 7, look at question number 7 here. Does anyone recall what formula is this looks like?
Compound interest.
Compound interest, very good. Okay, so this question wants you to solve t. So t means time. So anyone know what to do here? So first thing first, what you need to do, class, is figure out what is this one is using your calculator. So it's 1 plus 0.065 divided by 365.
1.
Again, you cannot use 1. You have to use all the decimals here. 1.000. Again, if you use 1 here, you will get wrong. Okay, so make sure you use class. I just want to point out to you guys, do not round your answer when it's not finished yet, right? This question. So you can only round your answer till the very end, but before that, you cannot round it. So can someone tell me what can we do here once you figure out this? You move this down towards here. So you got 365t is equals to log 1 point something something 4. Okay, this icky stuff. So make sure when you move down, become log base that, move your base. Can someone figure out what is this is? Log 1.0017, all this over. So this is log 4 over by, now I'm going to teach you, if you have your calculator, we're going to use ANS. Does anyone know what ANS means?
Answer.
Your previous answer. So mostly all your calculators have your previous answer means the 1.0017. So if you're lazy to write, write all those numbers down, you make sure you use the ANS. Do I have an ANS? I don't have an ANS in my calculator. I'll do M plus. That's a memory, I think. Yep. So go ahead, use your calculator to figure out what this is. So this is log. I'm going to do my way, so don't look at my. And then this. You will get this number. You guys got 7,785 point something.
Yep.
And then the last thing is, in order for us to solve for t, what we do? You're at 365. Yep. So your time in this case is what? 21. Now you can round because that's your answer. 21.33. Questions?
I didn't get 7,785.
What do you get in this case? Is that Nukin or?
I don't know. Wait, let me check real quick. I got 1.999, like 7,431.
Okay, let me. So you do log 4, right?
Yeah.
Log 4 divided by what?
The log ANS.
Now, what is your what is your answer before that? Now you cannot. So if don't forget, ANS is your previous answer. So if your previous answer is not 1.0017, you get it wrong. Okay. So so make sure you guys, this is very important because the ANS means your previous answer. So you actually have to do this. Now, those students who did not have to, if I use previous answer here, my previous answer is 21.33. So that's why you have to know what is your previous answer is in order for you to use ANS. Okay. But if for me, like right now, my previous answer is not 1.017. So what do I do here is I do this again and do log. So you do 1 plus 0.065 divided by 365, and then you do the log. You do the log of it. So this is what you get, the 7785.269. Nukin, are you all right there? So you had to type this whole thing down. You see what I'm typing?
Okay.
Anyone have any questions? You see what I put in here? All right, 8. Anyone know how to do question 8? Anyone? Question 8? So what we do with question 8 is we have to move the base. Can someone tell me what is the base when you move this, the log?
10.
So this will become 3z 10 to the 2. Anyone know what is 10 square is?
100.
100. And how do we solve for z is we divide by 3. So z in this case is 100 over 3. Or if you want in decimals, 33.33333. So my question is, do we need to check this answer?
Yes.
We have to check it. This one is optional because it's exponents, number 7. Number 8, you have to check it. So what you need to check is to plug this back into your z, and you want to check if this whole thing is positive. If it's positive, it's check. If you plug in and if this came out negative, then you have to reject this fellow. So my question is, when you plug this into here, do this came out positive or does it came out negative?
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 2. Let's just say it was 3. Since it's still positive, is that still the correct answer?
Yep. So you take 3 times 3.33.333. That answer is positive. So this is check. But if you want to do it the real checking answer, then you have to plug this log in there. So you have to take log. Oops, sorry. You have to take you have to plug in here 3 times 100 divided by 3, and then you do the log of it. Oops, sorry. I do not like my this horrible calculator is very bad. So you will get 2. So this is the correct way to do the checking. But for us, we only want to check if this number is positive, the argument.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to check the whole thing like what I just did just now, if you have time in your test, then that is guaranteed. The answer is correct in here. All right. Questions? How about number 9? 2 plus 3 ln x equals to 12. Anyone know how to solve for this case? This is very similar to number 5, where you want to make this ln x by itself. So does anyone know how to make this ln x by itself? What are you going to do with a 2 and a 3? Yes, come out.
Can I add a -2 and then divide by 3?
Yep. So you subtract 2 divided by 3. Anyone know what that is when you subtract 2 and divide by 3? It's 10 over 3, right? So now we need to move the base. Can someone tell me what happens when you move the ln over? What base is that?
E.
E. So this is e to the power of 10�3. This is your answer. If you're for my test, if you leave this, I'm fine. Okay, I'm not picky. For your online homework, if they want in decimal place, make sure you use your calculator and so go ahead. In your online homework, they want your answer in decimal places. So what is your answer in decimal places here?
28.031.
28 point something.
031.
Then you guys know how to use your calculator, right? You guys all right here with number 9? Questions? Next, we're going to do number 10, but I'm going to change questions for me. I'm going to change number 10 a little bit. So instead of ln, I'm going to use log. So change question 10 to log x, because this is what your test will look like, plus log x plus 1 equals to 1. Okay, so please pay attention on number 10. And again, I changed the question to become log instead of ln. You will see why. ln is picky a little bit. Log is what we will do in the test. So what we need to do for this kind of question is you have to make this as a single log. Okay, or in other words, you have to condense this into one log. Does anyone still remember what happens when you have addition? What do you do with your
multiply.
Multiply. So you need to take the x multiply by x plus 1. So this is what you have to do first, is to make this as a single log. If they are addition, you multiply your argument, x and x plus 1. If they are minus, you have to divide them. Okay. And then what we do here is this base, you move it up. So what you have is you distribute your x here. So you will get x squared plus x, and this is equals to 10, or because the base here, the base is 10, 10 to the power of 1, and you know 10 to the power of 1 is 10. And then what we need to do here is, this is quadratic, so we have to make this equals to 0. So it's x squared plus x minus 10 equals to 0. And then here, usually in your test, you can factor it. I don't think so. This one can be factor. Can we factor this one? 10, 2, 5, 9, 1. So this one, a 10, 1, it cannot be factor. So if it's not factorable, you have to use your quadratic formula. Okay. But I want to tell you that in your test it's factorable. So I'm going to change this instead of x plus 1. Excuse me. I'm going to change this to become I'm thinking 3, x plus 3. So you can actually factorable. So when I change this to x plus 3, this is x plus 3. So now you don't have x here, we got 3x. I'm doing this is because I do not want you guys to use a quadratic formula. So this is a 3x. So this is factorable here. So can someone factor this? X squared plus 3x minus 10.
X plus 5, x minus.
Yep. So same thing happens in your test. This is factorable. And then you solve for x. X in this case is what?
Negative 5 and 2.
Yep. And then the question is you have to check. So a lot of students in my test, they forget to check. So can you tell me which one of this is no good or rejected? Which one? This will be rejected. So this is your answer. Does anyone know why negative 5 is rejected?
They can't be negatives, like the
Yep.
numbers.
Yep. So when you plug this back into your x, you find out that that number, the argument is negative. So that's why it's rejected. But when you plug 2 in here, it's positive. So that should be good. And if you really want to check it, you just do log 2 plus log 5, because your x in this case is 2. So if you, this is the right, if you have time, so you just type log 2 plus log 5 should be what? Should be 1. You guys all right here? So this kind of questions is coming up in your test. So I want you guys to do this question on your review now. This one, I'm going to write it down here so you guys can see. So on your review, do you see this on number 6? So question 6 on your review. I want you guys to do log 2x plus log 2x minus 7 is equals to 3. This whole question. Yep. Go ahead and try to do this, everyone. And you guys talk among yourself. All of you guys. This is in your test. Sorry, right this.
I got x equals 8.
The answer is 8. Yes, the answer is 8, which I give it to you already. But you need to tell me how you get 8.
You got to combine the two terms first. So you got to make log 2 parentheses x squared minus 7x equals
to
3. Equals
okay.
3. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you got to move the log 2 over. So then it's going to be 2 to the power of 3, which equals 8.
Mhm.
And then you're going to bring the 8 over to the total equation, which would make x squared minus 7 minus 8 equals 0. And then from there, you just factor.
And what's a factor here?
X minus 8 and x plus 1. And then, make those both equal 0. And that would make 8 and -1, which means that, and then you cancel the -1 because negatives don't work. And then which would make x equals 8.
Perfect. Nukin. You guys get what Nukin says? Again, this kind of question is in your test on next Wednesday. They're worth 4 points. Anyone have any questions with this one? That's correct, Nukin. That's how you do this question. Right? All right, next, number 11. So in order for us to do question 11, this is a minus. So for minus, last time addition, we multiply. So what you do with subtraction? Divide, right? So you will get x plus 1 over by x minus 2. And last time, remember, once you do the one single log, as what Nukin says, you move the base. Can someone tell me what base is this when you move?
E.
The E, yep. And do you know the ln is disappeared when it's put the base? Do you know what happens when you have E and ln?
They cancel.
They also cancel. So what you did here, what you have left is just x plus 1 over x minus 2. And this is all equals to x. Now, do you guys know how to solve this kind of equation? I don't like the denominator, so what do I do?
Times.
Times it over here, right? So I want you guys to go ahead, finish out this on your own here. Go ahead, finish it out. Distribute your x, and then make it equal to 0. And then what you do, factor it, right? X squared minus 2x. Yep. Go ahead and do it. And I don't think so. This is factorable. Is that factorable? No. Again, class, I want to point out to you that majority of your homework and your tests, they are all factorable. If they are not factorable, you have to use what? A quadratic formula. Okay. So I'm going to change this x plus 1 to another number because it's not factorable. So I'm going to change it to become x plus 4. So the reason why I changed it to 4 here is because you can factor it. So go ahead and change the 1 to become x plus 4 because it is factorable now. So go ahead and do it, and I'll be right back with you guys. You can leave your you have your arc with you. And then this is a test. I would recommend you to start. I'll be here. I will end in 30 minutes. And then I'll leave this. All right, does anyone know what to do? I changed a 1 to 4. It's factorable, right? So what you get when you solve this? X squared. Again, I changed the 1 to become 4. Come out.
X squared minus 2x minus 4.
Don't forget there's an X in here. So when you move it over, when you move all this over here, what you get?
X cubed.
Hmm.
I
Don't forget the X you move become negative X, right? And minus 4, right? So you should get X squared minus what?
X,
How many X?
1,
Hmm. This is a positive X. When you move that X, it become negative. How many X you have here? Hello? This is
negative
3X minus 4, right? This is very simple solving equation. And what's the factor here?
-4 and 1.
And what's your answer here?
4,
And -1, right? Which one is no good?
the 1.
So this is your answer. Again, I'm changing it. So make sure you guys know how to solve this basic quadratic equation here. Again, factoring is the main part. So we don't do much on the quadratic formula. There may be 1 or 2 questions in your online homework that you required to use your quadratic formula, but do not scared about doing that, because as I told you in your test, majority of your quadratic is factorable. So make sure you guys know how to factor them. Okay. We're gonna do a little bit more. So we're gonna skip 12. So we're gonna go for number 13. So this is the word problems. So this is a demand equations for a smartphone. Is given us by P equals to 5,000, 1 minus 4 over by 4 plus E to the power of negative 0.002x. This is a demand equation. So this question is asking us to find X, to solve for X, when the P, the price, is 169. So the question is given you, this is 169. You have to solve for X. So does anyone know here which one should we need to solve for first? Get rid of. So this is, you see this a lot. You see this in the next section when you do word problem. So the first thing we need to get rid of is the 5,000. So since this is multiply, so we will divide 5,000. So we get rid of him first. Anyone has a calculator to help me? 169 divided by 5,000.
0.0338.
Okay, no rounding. This is nice. And then you still have this equals to all this. I don't have time, all those things. So what's the next thing you need to do is to get rid of this 1. And how do we get rid of this 1? We subtract 1. You guys okay? So take out your can you use your calculator and use this? Subtract 1, what you get?
Negative 0.9662.
Because both of them have negative, so you can cancel the negative off. So let me rewrite this. So you will get 0.9662 here, and then you get 4. Oh, the negative is disappeared because you cancel both. 4 over 4 plus e 0.002x. Now, this is a trick. Make sure you guys see this. This is used a lot in the next section. This 2, because your x is here, so we try to solve for x. This 2 is interchangeable, means you can swap them. It's like your proportion. So when you cross multiply, you can you can interchange your 1x, or you can interchange your 2, 3. It's fine as long as they are on the cross multiply. So this is interchangeable. So you can write this as, I forgot the negative on this one. So you will interchange this. So you get 4 over 0.96262. So now you can use your calculator and do 4 divided by 0.9662. Again, you cannot round this number. So it's come of all decimals here, 4.14. I just round it, but please don't round this. You have to use all your decimals. And this is 4 plus e, so on, so on, so on. And next, in order for me to get rid of the 4, I will subtract 4. Okay, so what do I get is e to the negative 0.002x equals to 0.14, because when I take 0.14 minus 4, so I just take this, subtract 4, you get this, which is close to 0.14. And then lastly, and then I need to get rid of this e, so I move the e to the other side. Does anyone know what happens when I move the e to the other side?
ln.
It becomes ln. And then the last thing we do here is to get x by itself, I will divide both sides by negative 0.002. So whatever you put in your calculator, that will be your final answer. So we got the 0.14 here. So I'm going to do ln on it. So it's around 5.96. And then I will divide this with negative 0.002. Make sure you have what's your decimals. I think it's 2, that's 20. Yep. So that will give us this much, 2,000, almost 3,000, 2,983. So this is how we do this kind of questions in order for us to find the demand. So that means that if you want to sell the cell phone at 169, then you have there will be around 3,000 people wants it. Okay, so if you want to make phones, you have to make more than 3,000 phones, because that's your demand. So it's a lot of work here, but you're still able to solve it. Okay, and the last question we're going to talk about is number 14. Is you are investing $2,500 in an account that is 2.5% that is compounded continuously. Find the time required for them to double and then triple. Again, all these questions, you will see it again in the next section. So this question is asking us for compound continuously. Does anyone remember what is the formula for compound continuously?
Is it PERT?
Yep, PERT, yes. So this 25,000 is your what? 2,500 is your
E.
P. And 2.5% is your rate, which is 0.0025. No, point not 0, 1 extra 0, 0.025. But the question has 2 missing variables, A and T. The question wants us to find T, right? But the question says the amount is double. So can someone tell me, if you put 2,500, what is the double of the amount is?
5,000.
5,000. Okay. So usually they don't give you that because you have to figure out that by multiply by 2. So does anyone here know how to solve for t in this case? Split double. What's the first thing you do? Divide by 2,500. Anyone know what's 5,000 divided by 2,500?
2.
2. Then E 0.025. And how did we get rid of the E now? You move it over here. Yep. So it become ln2 equals to 0.025 t. And then you divide both sides by what? 0.025. So take out your calculator and figure out what is ln2 divided by 0.025. So it's 27.73. You can round this because this is the last answer. So it's around like 27.3 years. Okay. 27.73, sorry, 7 years. Sorry, 7. Now, the question also asks us for triple. So when I ask for triple, what happens?
Change the 5,000.
You do not need to change. Can someone tell me what can we do with this formula if I want it to be triple?
You can do 3 equals e to the 0.025t.
So you just need to change this 2 to become
3.
3. So it's a shortcut here. So you do not need to do all this work anymore. So in the next section, if a question wants us to be triple, you just do ln3 over by, do you guys know what this 0.025 is? That is
Okay.
your rate. So so in the future, if a question is asking for compound interest formula, is compound continuously. Triple, you just put ln3 and then you over by the rate, and you will get your answer here. You guys okay here? So you do not need to show me all this work because it's a shortcut here, and this is always work. If I want it to be quadruple, quadruple means 4 times. You ln4 over by the rate. And you get your answer. And this is only work if the question is asking for compound continuously. If it's compounded monthly or quarterly or the rest that we talk about, you cannot use this shortcut. Okay. Yep, Kelvin, it's time to take attendance. So go ahead and type present. And I think you guys know how to use your calculator to figure this number out, right? What is the ln3 over by that? Now, before I finish doing my, we're gonna go a little bit today. We go to 9.1 because 9.1 is the fastest. It's very short, so we're gonna talk about 9.1 here. Okay, so there is notes in 9.1. I just show it to you. What is 9.1 is 4. So 9.1 notes is solving system of equations. So which is this one. It's very straightforward type. This is teacher's note. So in 9.1, we are solving system of nonlinear equations. There are 2 ways to solve it. Either you solve it using substitution or you solve it using elimination. I think you guys are familiar with this one. You guys heard this before. Substitutions means you try to make it y equals 2 or x equals 2, and then you plug it back in there. Elimination means you try to make them the same, pick a variable you want to eliminate and you make them the same number and you add them up and then you try to solve for x. And don't forget, every time once you find x, you have to find y by plugging back in there. Or if you find y, you have to solve for x. Now, this is what you guys learn in your algebra 1 or 2 class in high school. But that is for linear system. Linear system means there are 2 lines that are straight lines. But for this case, we are solving non-linear system. So non-linear system means that one can be straight line, the other one can be a parabola. Or one can be a straight line, the other one can be a circle, you know, that kind of question. So, so in chapter 9.1 here, we are solving this kind of system. So I'll show you an example how, and this is not too difficult. So this is x minus y equals to -1, and x squared minus y equals to -4. So majority of the time that we solve this kind of equation is we only got 2 ways to do it. Either we do it by elimination or by substitution. For this, I can tell you that 80% of them is by substitution. So how do we do this by substitution is we have to solve either x equals 2 or y equals 2, and then you plug it back. So we will not do the second one because of square. So we will pick the first one because there's no square involved. So I want to solve this using using x. X. Can someone tell me how you make this x equals 2? Solve for x here. You move this over there. So what you get? You will get y minus 1 or -1 plus y, or I do y. So this is your this is what you do is you put x equals to y minus 1, and then what you do here is you take this and you substitute back in your second equation. So now my x in this case will be y minus 1 squared, and I still have the minus y equals to -4. So this is what we call as solving system of equations. You substitute it, and this time you have to square it. Can someone square this for me? Y minus 1 squared. Square it.
Y squared minus 2y plus 1.
So what you do here is back to the same thing we did. We got a quadratic. So you have to make everything equals to 0. So this -4, you move it over there, and that -4 will become +4. So it's like a quadratic type because it's a y square here. So you got y squared, combine like terms, minus 3y. Yep, plus 5. Do I write this question right? And then you factor it. Do I write this question correctly? Sorry, I need to check if I write this question correct. Doesn't, again, usually is factorable. Oh, sorry. This is question correct. Unfortunately, this is not factorable, so we have to use a quadratic formula. So you guys remember what's the quadratic formula here? -b, so that will be 3 plus minus square root of b squared, which is 9, minus 4 times a, which is 1, c is 5, all over by 2a, which is 2 times 1, 2. Okay, this is a quadratic formula. So what happens inside here, you have to figure out. So what you get here? 9 minus what? 20, right? And what happens when you take 9 minus 20? You get -11. So since this number is complex, because the negative will make it complex, you will get no solution here. So what I want to say here, class, is if you solve this system of equations, And if you get yourself an equation, and which you can factor it or you can use quadratic, and if your answer came out to be complex, you got no solution in this case. What's the meaning when I say no solution? No solution means that these two will not cross. Remember last time when you got two straight lines, you can cross. So this is your solution, xy, whatever your coordinates when you cross is a straight line, is your answer. What happens when you have no solution is these two lines will not cross. So if they not cross, you got no solution. So if you want to graph this line, one of them is a straight line. This is a straight line. And then x squared minus y equals to minus 1 is a parabola open somewhere like this. So you notice that the parabola and the straight line here does not cross. And since how do we know it does not cross is because when you try to solve it, you get yourself a complex solution. Okay. So if you solve and if you get your answer, then it will cross. Sometimes it can cross at 1 point, means you only touch at 1 point. And sometimes it cross at 2 points based on this question, this type of questions. So depends on the questions that you have. So how do we know it? Make sure you use your, if you find it complex, you got no solution here. Is anyone any questions here with this? Let's do another one. So we got x squared plus y squared equals to 25. And we have the other one is what? Let me see. 3x squared minus 16y equals to 0. Oops, sorry. 3x squared minus 16y equals to 0. Okay. So for this way, in order for us to solve this, x squared plus y squared equals 25 is a circle. This is a circle. And then this is a parabola. So sometimes the parabola will not cross, you get no solution. Sometimes you can cross at 4 points. Sometimes you can cross at 3 points, depends on how you, and sometimes you can cross at 2 points. Sometimes you can cross at 1 point. So we can go up to 4 answers here. So how do we figure this one out is we're gonna use elimination to do this. The reason why is because the x squared you can line up. So in order for us to cancel the x here, we will multiply this whole thing by -3. So you will get -3x squared minus 3y squared equals to -75. And then the denominator, I still the same, 3x squared minus 16y equals to 0. And we add this. So this will cancel out because they are like terms. So what you'll get here is -3y squared minus 16y equals to -75. And we will solve this. So we have to make this equals to 0. So it becomes -3y squared minus 16y plus 75 equals to 0. And I think this one is factorable. I don't like the negative when you factor in the leading coefficient. So I will multiply all of them by negative. So you change all your sign. So you got 3y squared plus 16y minus 75 equals to 0. I think this is factorable. Let me see. Yep, this is factorable. Sorry about that. Just cheat a little bit there. So the factor here is 3y and y. And again, if I come up this in your test, it's going to be really, really small number. So you won't get a big number like this. And then you get, I think, 25 and 1. No, 25 and 3. Does that work? Yep, this will work. So 3 times 3 is minus. This is plus. So this will become negative 9y. This is positive 25y. So 25 minus 9 is 16y. So this is factorable. So this is the correct factor. Again, if you cannot factor it, you have to use what? The quadratic formula. And so what you get here is y is negative 25/3. And y in this case is 3. So once you solve for y, you plug this into here, and you have to solve for x, either one of this. I rather pick this one to plug it in. So I plug 3 first because that's easier to do. So 3x squared minus 16 times 3 equals to 0. So 3x squared minus 48 equals to 0. 3x is 48. 3x squared, forget. X squared in this case divided by 3, you get 16. So x in this case is plus minus 4. So in this case, you got 2 answers. Usually your answer is in coordinates. Plus minus 4 for x. Y is 3. So you got 2 answers here. And this is for y equals to 3. So next, we need to plug y equals to negative 25/3 here. So yes, you have to do both of them. So 3x squared times minus 16 times negative 25/3 equals to 0. So this is 3x squared plus 16 times 25/3. So you get Iki number 133.33333, and you'll find out this one is no good. When you subtract this, you get negative 133.333, and then you divide this by 3. So what happens? The reason why I say this is no good here is because your answer is still a negative. So I take this divided by 3. It's negative 4.44444. But do you know what happened is when you take the square root of this is I. So this does not work. So so in this case, you only got 2 answers, which is this is your answer in this case. Okay. If this one works, this one doesn't come up negative, then you will get 4 answers. But unfortunately, this came up negative, so you only got 2 answers here. So this is how we do 9-1 section. It's actually pretty easy sections, which I think you guys are really familiar with elimination and substitutions. But this time you can get up to 4 answers. It can be no solution, like this case. It can be 2 answers. It can be 1 answer. It can be 3 or 4 answers, depends on what you have. The main part that you guys need to know is if you take a square root, if the number is negative, is complex, you don't have a solution for that case. Okay, so this is the end for today's class. Monday class we'll only concentrate on 5.5, which is a word problem. So I really want you guys to try to do this homework. For 9-1 is very easy, actually. It's not too difficult. I think I only assigned like 5 or 6 questions in there. 5.5, the word problem is a bit more tough, and you do have some word problems in your test, and also you have this kind of problems in your test, solving system of nonlinear equations. So if you have any questions here, please let me know. So I'm gonna start recording here.